This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. Are you looking for sealed product and singles? You can find it all on Channel Fireball. Please use my Tailmon affiliate code when checking out to help support my content. Looking for PTGO codes? Poton Store has all the latest sets and promos, instantly delivered to your email. You can use Tailmon code when checking out for 5% off. If you're from Europe, Millipots Gaming has a wide array of sealed products, singles, and more. You can use Tailmon code when checking out for 5% off. Card Market is Europe's largest online marketplace for Pokemon cards. Whether you're looking for sealed product or singles, vintage or the latest sets, just follow the link in the description to find what you need. Want to show off your love for Tablemon? Check out my 2021 merch. These new hoodies and shirts are available on Amazon. Click on the link in the description to get yours. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of this of the coverage of the new Evolving Skies decks for post-rotation, and as I'm sure you'll see off of this list, very strange to have three different VMAXs being played in the same deck, but hear me out, okay? Hear me out. There is a good reason for this. So we all know, right? We all know that Shadow Rider CALYREX is a pretty good card, and it's going to be very popular, right? For the foreseeable future. It's absolutely going to be played and popular for the foreseeable future. So on the roll door, pretty good ability. You get to attach a Psychic Energy card from your hand to one of your bench Psychic Pokemon, and you draw 2 cards off of that. And then the attack does 10 damage plus 30 more for each Psychic Energy you have in play. So obviously, Shadow Rider CALYREX VMAX benefits from having a lot of energy in play, right? And Alcremie VMAX, the G-Max risk attack, you discard as many energies as you want during your turn, and you do 60 damage for each energy you choose to discard. So Alcremie VMAX also benefits from having a lot of Psychic Energy in play, right? Well, so that's where Espeon VMAX comes in, and I figure like Espeon VMAX, it's a similar card to Shadow Rider, but Shadow Rider ends up being popular, one of the most popular cards. Then Espeon VMAX could actually be the answer to the mirror matches, because Espeon VMAX's its ability is not really that impactful. So notification, as long as this Pokemon is in play, each of your Pokemon that has any energy attached to it isn't affected by effects from the attacks of your opponent's Pokemon. So realistically, that's not a big deal. You prevent damage counter placement. You prevent special conditions on the active, things like that. You prevent energy removal in a way from any attacks that do that. None really come to mind. But what you do with the attack, max Psychic, you do 60 damage times the number of energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon. So imagine a mirror match, getting 6 energy with Shadow Rider CALYREX VMAX by turn 2 or especially 3, that's super easy. It's literally the easiest thing in the world. Right? So if they have 6 energies, you're just one-shotting anything they have in play. So that makes Espeon VMAX like a really good counter in the mirror match, because if your opponent got a lead on you and they got a ton of energy into play, well, that's perfect, because then Espeon VMAX punishes that and just gets back-to-back 1 KO. And if they don't have a ton of energy into play, then that's even better, because then that means you're probably ahead. So if Espeon VMAX isn't a threat, then that means they are not a threat either. So it's a win-win, right? It's a win-win. Oh, you're setting up, boom, punished. Oh, you're not setting up, boom, punished, right? It's a win-win. And then we maintain the 1-1 line of Alcremie VMAX to keep that threat to half the different weakness, because Espeon VMAX is weak to dark, unfortunately, and it's not going to be punishing Eternatus VMAX unless they're very careless and decide to go big with Power Accelerator and Moltres' ability, but it would be really odd if Espeon VMAX ended up being useful against Eternatus. I actually think the Eternatus matchup it's basically unwinnable at this stage, unless you get like a crazy setup where they get a super slow setup, and even then, like, I don't think there's a way, especially not with a single, like a 1-1 Alcremie VMAX line. You could make the argument to play a 2-2 Espeon and a 2-2 Alcremie, or to swap them around, right? If you just wanted the 1-1 Espeon VMAX as a tech for the mirror match and keep the 2-2 Alcremie, you could definitely flip those camps easily and keep the rest of the deck as it is. Other options include the Galarian Articuno, the non-V1, because when you play it down, you get 2 Psychic Energies into the field. That powers up Alcremie VMAX, that powers up Shadow Rider's CALYREX's VMAX. It powers up their attack, not them specifically, but like you don't necessarily... You have so much energy advantage with Underworld Door ability that you don't have to worry too much. And the fact that those energies get stuck on the Articuno, and Galarian Articuno's attack is actually pretty decent. It lets you discard the energy attached to it, and you do an 120 damage snipe to anything you want. And as we have discussed before, there is no bench protection at this time. At the time I'm making this video, at the time that we've seen all the cards up until the next set, which is the Fusion set. So for at least 6 months, there won't be anything stopping bench damage, and that means Rapid Strike Urshifu is going to be pretty good. Galarian Articuno could be a good tech. There's other stuff that hits the bench, and there's not even a guarantee that we'll ever get back any sort of bench protection, right? You would assume they will bring that back, because there's like, it's definitely an important thing. You let bench damage attacks get powerful enough, and then you print something to counter them. So I do fully expect something like that to come out in the future, but for now, there's nothing, right? But anyways, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. This deck should be pretty good overall. I like, after talking about it out loud, I was making a deck list. I was like, oh, it's very exciting. I'll put in a 2/2 Espeon VMAX. It's a perfect counter to Shadow Rider. I know that's what I'm gonna call the title of the video, right? But maybe just as a 1/1 tech, right? Because it's not gonna be super useful against a lot of things. It's not gonna be even super necessary in the mirror match. It's a good tech. It distracts from the Alcremie, and maybe that's its job, right? It's like, I bench an Alcremie and I bench an Espeon, and both are threats in the mirror match, right? Obviously the Espeon is better overall because it doesn't discard your resources, and it punishes them for having a good setup and a good start. Wow, this hair is just really being annoying today. Sorry about that. But it's just an extra thing you can do to give you a slight edge in the mirror match, right? Mirror matches are usually 50-50. They coin flip who wins the coin flip and how good your starting hand is, which those 2 things are out of your control, and those 2 things probably determine this mirror matchup more than anything. So if you have a tech specifically for the mirror match to give you an advantage, give you a slight edge, and stop it from being 50-50, but rather being a little bit favored to you, then why not, right? Why not? Outside of that, the rest of the deck is pretty self-explanatory, I would imagine. 4 research to draw as many cards as we can, 4 boss to target down the right Pokemon, 2 Marnie and a Sonia to help us in finding Psychic Energies as it does become draw, or to help us in establishing our early game setup, whilst also potentially searching for Crobat to draw extra cards. 4 Quick Ball, 4 Fog, Crystal, and Incense round out the consistency package in the items as they help us find the Pokemon that we need, find energies as well, and find the evolutions. And then we have 2 Switch and 3 Air Balloons. Paralysis and like status conditions should be a lot less present in Sword and Shield. They're basically non-existent at this stage in the standard format before rotation, as Pikarom is completely dead now. So Switch is less necessary, and it should be even less so post-rotation. And then we have Ordinary Rod for recovery and Training Cord as well for energy recovery, as we do need a ton of energy in play to make sure that we are doing a lot of damage. So let me know if you have thought about the Espeon VMAX as a tech for the mirror match. Like I said, I think the conclusion after me talking for 8 minutes straight about this deck and Espeon VMAX is that I would probably switch around the counts of Alcremie VMAX and Espeon VMAX and give that a try as a 1/1 tech, because it doesn't necessarily need to attack for Espeon to do its job, in terms of like I said, if they're targeting down the Espeon, then they're not targeting down the Alcremie. And if you actually don't evolve into Espeon VMAX and they don't KO it, and they KO the Espeon V, then you still force them to go through 2 other VMAXs, which could be the difference maker, right? And obviously we'd rather take 1 hit KOs with Espeon VMAX, but Alcremie VMAX does guarantee them, regardless of what your opponent has in play, versus Espeon, which does depend on your opponent having a good setup. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think about Espeon VMAX, and if there's any other way you can think about using it, and I will see you in the next video.